Here we go, boys. Episode 114. I'm trying to be a bit soft because the missus gets a bit angry, but 114. Don't worry about number 14. We'd just like to salute Joel Selwood for what an absolute champion of the game he's been. Neville Stibbard, a North Melbourne icon of recruiting, Tony Taz, went out on a limb in 2006 and said, this kid here is going to be our next captain for the next decade. He's going to be one of the best that ever pull on a blue and a white jumper. And the medicos turned around and said, nah, he's got a dodgy knee. We take fucking Boxer Hammers Hansen at 3. The guy played 150 games, don't get me wrong. He was all right, serviceable. And Stibbard's quit his job 1 year later because of what we saw Selwood do in the first year. He only won the Rising Star. And then, of course, he wins a flag in his first year. So, unbelievable.
There we go.
Jolly.
Unfortunate with the North Melbourne Football Club. They're very unlucky.
Oh. But when, Gumblet, you took Gumblet, Essendon took Gumblet too, and they took the big bloke, number 1. I forget who it was, but didn't play any well. But how do you get a player like that? He's a bit of a ducker, but geez, he's a champ, and any team would love to have a Joel Selwood in their team. Jesus Christ, kid can play. And congratulations to all the Geelong Muppets as well. All of my idiot mates. Congratulations, you had your week of fun. The Geelong police, they took the biggest sigh, the biggest breath after Geelong absolutely brained them because, domestic violence would have been out of control on Saturday night if the Cats got beat. So to the Geelong police, we salute the Geelong Footy Club for a magnificent year. Tone, how are you going, mate?
Yeah, mate, all good. Yep, no worries.
Big boy Roy, mate, recovered?
Big boy Roy. Well, I'm actually going to make a statement here. J-Mac, it was not jockey error. Not jockey error at all. Big boy Roy's he's got nothing. He's just got nothing. He's only going to get a win midweek when he's about 20-1.
No, he's going to win a race at Grafton on one of those sort of festival days on Thursday, or if he goes back to Brisbane.
He's like the Hulk, right? Well, you know the Hulk, right? Yeah. He's just like the Hulk. That's the sort of horse that he is. Yeah. Midweek, get on. Weekend, forget about it.
Welcome to the show. What about the grand final, mate? Any recollections?
Grand final? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, just too good. It was all over a quarter time, as you know. Yeah, absolutely brained them. Well done to the Cats. Yeah, you just smashed them. That's 2 grand finals in a row now that haven't been worth watching, unless you're a supporter. 74 points and 81 points.
Which is very...
That's a good one.
Now, just well said, Tone, because I couldn't have said it any better, considering he did ask me. But that's okay. No, you didn't hear him. That's all right. No, but you said exactly what I thought.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm joking. It's all right because you couldn't have said it any better. Grand final was all over Red Rover. I did say it privately, 40 plus, but I thought I'd be a real smart cat and went in my little multi 40 to 59, so that way I could get odds because I didn't think so. Ouch. And everything else I got because I had Cameron to kick 2 or more, which he did. I had Cameron to kick 1 in the last quarter, which he did. I had Papley to kick a goal, which he did. I had Cameron to get over 15 possessions, which he did, because I thought Cameron was my main guy. Sadly, my bet, I got 6 out of 7 legs. I think I showed Barney a ticket. Lost a little bit of money, but no real, nothing to really break the bank. Good on the Geelong people. I mean, Urella Foundation would have been pretty happy about it. And so too would have all the people down at Geelong. And as for Joel Selwood, he showed a different side of himself. I think a lot of people over his course of football thought he was arrogant and this and that. But what he did and the way he conducted himself on that day, post, during and after the game, hats off. So well done, Geelong. I hope you fucking fall in a hole next year.
Yes. Couldn't agree more. And I feel a little bit like Joel Selwood on this show that I always put others before me, even Taz or you, Tone, you know.
Listen to him,
It's all
Tone.
about you.
Listen to
mate.
him. Listen to him, Tone. The only reason he's putting you and me ahead is so that we can fucking fall off the cliff first. So that way, oh, hang on, I won't go that way. It's like, here you go, Tone. Here you go, Tone. You go first. You go first. You fucking
I just
fall
want
off
to
the
admit,
cliff.
I think we've made it. We actually got a little bit of hate in Sunday's chat. I don't know who the bloke's name is because I've sort of forgotten. It's like water off a duck's back. But he just said basically, oh, your tips are shit. And I just want to thank Willow, Uncle Bren and Ando for coming in to defend us.
Yeah.
We didn't have to do anything. And to the special needs bloke who said our tips are shit, mate, put a fucking profile picture on your Facebook page, mate. You know, you fucking muppet. You can't even put a fucking picture on your profile. Like, seriously.
He's the Phantom.
He's probably Tomo. It's probably Tomo. Don't.
Oh.
Catfishing us.
Do you reckon?
Well, how about putting a couple of tips up or showing your ticket?
No, that's
swinger.
right.
You're a big swinger. You know,
talk about showing.
We own our wins, but we own our losses too.
We do our own
that's right.
losses. That's probably why there's no hate on the page because we sort of give it to us ourselves. But anyway, Tone got us off to a not a bad, got a winner. I got a winner in the pickers. Needed one to place. That would then they all would have placed. So Barney would have been happy with his place multi. But Taslater just throws up a lazy, 25 to 1 last night, a little 3-leg multi.
24. I did steal one from you though.
Well done.
I stole one from you.
Mr. Hong Kong. Well done.
But I did also have the other thing, that Saturn Star. I did a little bit of homework on it, and it won as well. 950 started 850. So I've had a good midweek. Touch wood.
Big boy Roy, Tone.
Yeah, big.
No good.
Good.
No.
Champion.
Midweek rate about 20s. Get on.
To my mate, to our mate and the familiar too, Woodsy. He had mass destruction, got beaten a lip in the Wheatwood. Would have been absolutely brilliant if he got another bound in. Bad luck, mate.
Run, wasn't it?
Sorry, Mark Abbott. Sorry, mate. I got the wrong name. Well done, Mark. You got a really, really good horse in the destruction, and it always tries, just misses. Taz, always did lie. You were beaten a fair way.
Well, it didn't get beaten a fair way. It just went backwards. So basically, it looked like it had the run of the race. I thought it would step up into the 1500 perfectly. But, you know, on self-reflection, no. I wouldn't sack it, but I'm not going to be backing it again. Anything over about 1300, I'm keeping away from it.
Tony came over to my place last week. We're pretty excited with the quaddie. We were 3 out of 3 legs going into the last. And then what did the fox say? Fuck is in the ass. That's what it did. Glamour Fox comes out at 16. Great. I love a fox horse, Tony. You know I love a fox horse.
Yes, you do.
And absolutely knocked us out in the quaddie. Pretty exciting news today with the quaddie is going to be our last throw at the dart, like the throw the dart at the board. And then we're going to try to get in the beautiful Rachel. I think Rach, is that Noe's Mrs.?
Yes, that's her. Yes.
I think we're going to get our special guests back on and go back to 1 leg each. And you never know. We might even have a quaddie of Barney, the captain, Rach, whoever. Lukey Mullen might be back. You never know. So I think we're going to try to take a step back and let the familiar take a little bit over the quaddie. But anyway,
it's a good move.
For the spring carnival, let's try to get the family back into it.
Pezza, before you move on, I just want to ask something. I know that you're going to go to good old Scott, but what I'm going to try to do between now and next week, and I reckon, Tone, you won't mind too much, but I'm going to try to write up a little lyric, a little song about Big Boy Roy.
Oh.
Because
I heard a
he's
little
a favourite of ours.
About Big Boy Roy.
Something like that, yeah. Just something.
Bit of John Cougar. We put a bit
because
of
I'm a bit of a poet. You guys might not know it, but I am. So I'm going to show it. So there you go.
Yeah, put it to John Cougar. Heard a little ditty about Big Boy Roy.
He's actually Mellencamp, you know that.
John Cougar Mellencamp, that's what I mean, yeah.
But he was Cougar. Do you know why he changed his name to Cougar?
Cherry Bomb. That's it.
There we go. I knows.
Yeah.
There we go.
You know, the reason he changed it because they didn't think, his record company didn't think that a man called Mellencamp would sell records, so they called it Cougar.
Jeez,
And then eventually he got his
sell.
original name.
He
I
can
saw him
sell.
twice here in Victoria. He was
There
amazing.
you go.
But anyway,
Anyway,
I'm going to put a little jingle.
just want to shout out a couple of mates here, a couple of Essendon Muppets. We're not allowed to say the word retards or tards or anything like that. Tony usually takes care of all the words we can't say. But seriously, I hate most teams in the AFL, but geez, Essendon are pretty close to the top of the peak for a North Melbourne supporter anyway, because we're geographically pretty close and they always think they're better than us. But Jesus Christ, I love those memes. When Joel Selwyn's won like 4 flags since they won they won a final, and I love it. It's so good. And they, Essendon fans are arrogant. They got Taz written all over them, Tone. They're got.
Lucky I'm not an Essendon supporter, but at the moment I'm just.
Well, you're a flog as well. You're a Carl.
This is all you're doing at the moment now, isn't it? You're just sprinkling a little bit here and a slit there.
Well,
do you know what I mean? Get the salt.
My
out.
mate, big Adam Kenny, he messaged me going, "How good's Brad Scott as coach?" He's fucking horrendous. Absolutely raped us as a club. Took out, everyone goes, "Oh, he had a winning percentage," and he's this.
You're just sour, mate.
His game plan was Damien Hardwick circa 2014, and Hardwick nearly got sacked. Mate, if you want to go slow to the boundary,
you're sour.
if you want to go slow to the boundary, then bomb it into big 2-metre Peter, you've got the right bloke. Hopefully,
Do you know what I'm thinking, Pezza? I'm thinking this week you should back a horse that's called It's Sour Time, because that's exactly how you're sounding. You are sounding sour. It's like you're jealous. It's like you wanted this man retired forever, and because he's gone back, he's come out of retirement, so to speak.
Tone,
he's come out
I love the internet.
That's what
love
you
the
think.
internet. Love the internet when this happens. When you order a Chris Scott from Wish, how good is that?
I want to get a Brad. That's fucking funny.
From
That is good.
That is good.
That's
and I
very
love
good.
Titus O'Reilly comes out and just says, "Geez, how bad is the AFL job if you have to go and coach Essendon?"
He's very good too.
I love it. Anyway, mate, it's all up to you, the Greek freak. Here he is. Okay, set your watches. We're all on the overs at 4 minutes 38. And Eagle Farm, race 7, number 9, Fetch, as every good
Correct.
should.
Jumping out of barrier 11, lightly raced, can handle the wet, can handle the heavy. Was a little bit unlucky last time. Been racing very, very well this time in. I'm going to keep it short and quick. And I think it's dropping back from, 1,100 to 1,000. It's not a problem. One on the track. Get on, get in the queue. Go fetch yourself some money.
Oh.
Beautiful. What
Like
about
a
the
dog
numbers?
without a
What about
bone.
the numerology?
Sorry?
The numerology?
Yeah,
No.
9 plus 11 equals 20. 20 out of 20 is the best sight of vision that we should all have. We'll be watching this one because eyes did fucking lie last week.
Oh,
This week, we're fetching ourselves some money.
That's
Look,
not
it's a
bad.
good stable.
It's not bad.
Benny Thompson also rides it well. So I think he's had it 4 rides, 3 wins.
I think you're good at the royal names. The royal names, you're pretty good.
Yeah, but the Queen's died and so was my tipping.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, well, that might be it. King Charles might have a runner in the Metro. You never know. Anyway, Tone, Brad Scott, you think he's a good coach?
Nah. Sorry.
No.
No, not for me.
No. Taz would like
Interesting.
He's a
No,
flop.
I'll tell you a story about him, seriously, though. A mate of mine who's he's an avid North Melbourne supporter, right? Really
good
big
bloke.
time.
Really
We
good.
used to work in a fish game. Used to work in a fish shop in Paran at the time. So he used to manage his shop. Anyway, he always used to go down and watch North Melbourne training with his kids. And eventually, one thing led to another. You get to talk to people, just acknowledgement. Anyway, good old Scott and a couple of the North Melbourne boys all of a sudden started going to this fish shop, and Stan started serving them, so giving them fish.
Right.
From that point on, when he used to go to training, Scotty used to come over up from the fence and come over to talk to him. Now, if you see Stan, lovely fellow, but he's about 4'2", receding hairline, literally just looks like a crook.
Yep.
That's the best way of putting it. And people will be thinking, who the fuck is Scotty going over there to talk to? It was his fishmonger. He loved it. He reckoned he was about 8 foot tall every time he used to go to training. So, and he would always say that he was a lovely fellow.
No.
So would never say a bad word.
I'll say this about Brad. He can speak well, and so can Chris. They articulate.
Yeah, they can. They are.
They are very good all races.
The Bash brothers.
Unlike us, Tone. They can speak well.
Tone?
Oh, we speak well. Just we use different words in different ways. That was all.
Oh.
That's all. You know. Yeah.
Colourful.
We aren't all born with silver spoons in our mouths, and you know we're not like the Greeks and the rich people, and you know,
the Greeks.
like the Greeks. You know,
well,
the Italians.
the Greek wouldn't have a silver spoon in their mouth, mate. It'd be buried in the back garden under the concrete.
And it was gold.
Yeah.
Oh, gold.
Another one, DJ Kellogg. Here we go. Loki, you fucking champion. We got Ando, you know, Woodsy. And then we got the captain. Then we got Barney. But hopefully next week we got Rach. So we're going again with the quaddie. This is our last time we're going to do this. 1, 4, 8, 9, and 10. For me, I think Tone and me, we're pretty keen on the 10, aren't we, Tone?
Yes, mate. Yep.
Interpretation.
We're all pretty keen on the 10, I reckon.
Even though who's riding it is, not particularly one of our favourite hoops. But,
people.
Yes.
Lunar Flare. We got Lunar Flare and High Emotion because they were huge last start, but they need everything to go right. Lunar Flare and High Emotion need speed on, and we just hope King of the Castle does it again. We hope it just runs to the front and becomes a pacemaker for Serpentine to storm over the top. The old Lloyd Williams duo. Hope there's a pacemaker in the race time because that'll help Lunar and High Emotion get over the top.
Yes.
You're pretty keen on something?
Look, I think interpretation is the way to go, personally. Good old DJ goes well, and I think it's going to appreciate having Jamie back on board, steps out in distance, so now it's getting into the right sort of distance.
Jeez.
It's had its 2 runs in. I know we've got it in, but and the market says that it's a chance. But for me, really, the 10 and the 4 are my two top picks. I'm surprised we left out Desert Icon, but you can't put them all in.
No, it's not at the Valley. It's not the Valley.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just saying we can't put them all in anyway.
Tone's favourite horse
the 10 and 4.
The one he always forgets about.
Yes.
It's very, very special, this horse.
Oh.
Could have a big spring, you know.
But needs the 2 mile, we reckon, doesn't it, Tone?
Needs something.
Oh.
But it's a really hard race.
What about Magical Mardo? Should we shout out to Chrissy Martin? He loves Vow and Declare. He keeps saying how he tipped it 3 years ago at 40s and how good he was. Barney was the same. You know, it wasn't a bad run last start. Vow and Declare. It looked like it was back.
I'd want to see it win before I got on. And the thing is that, a lot of horses can look good, but are they going to win?
No.
Well, that's right.
Good race. The next, we think the Juar, is that how you say it? Juar. The 2, which was the Australian Cup winner. And absolutely brained them last spring too. Actually won a couple of races too, a couple of group races there, Tone. We reckon it's got the hoof on the till. It's finally up to its right distance of around 2,000 metres, which is the Australian Cup journey. And we think it's been running in Melbourne and Sydney. It's been looking for this type of track, something that's good and half bad. So a soft 5 might be the track that it's looking for, something that can dig into.
Joshy Parr, if he decides to ride it properly, it's big show.
Yeah.
Big chance.
Gold Trip's a big tip around town. I heard, Taz, it's been basically best of the day.
Yeah, look, its form in Sydney was good. Its run last start was good. It's in the right stable. So that's good too. I just think I'm really interested to watch this race and the previous race because at some point I reckon some of these horses are going to cross over and fight each other because, where are they going? Are they going
Well,
Caulfield
you
Cup. Are they going
got
Melbourne
horses
Cup?
here over the 2,500, then over the 2,000. So
That's
ones
but
that need
I'm
more are
curious.
going to cross over. Ones that are going to drop back because they can't.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. But the one down the bottom there, it's a dual acceptor, and
Surefire.
you know, Surefire. I know it wasn't suited last start in Sydney with the drive track. It did get out the back, and it does work home. If they're flying home and it comes to Melbourne, I really want to have a good look at it.
Yep. And I think if Surefire runs in Sydney, we'll probably throw in the 15 maximum. I think it's wasn't a bad first up run. And I love Johnny O'Shea. I love him. And Benny Mallam, I tell you what, he must be doing something right because Jamie Carr is riding Tony in the best form of her career.
Yeah.
Big Ben.
Yeah.
Well,
Big Ben.
Tone, she went to Geelong today for one ride and absolutely brained it on a horse called Grease. Put that
Yes.
in your book.
Grease is the word.
And then she picked up a pickup ride, and I forget what the horse was called, but she gave it an absolute Linda Beach peach and brains them at like 5-6 skins on a pickup ride, Tone. She hadn't even seen the horse before, so she's.
James, can I ask you a question?
Straight to the bar, John. Straight to the bar.
Why didn't we put the 10 in? It only won super impressively last start out, but why didn't we put it in?
Don't know.
You could easily break this race down a bit. You take out the one because Geordie Childs, he'll destroy anything.
Surprise,
out the
baby.
Johnny Allen's running like a busted ass.
Yep.
Take out the 5. Brett Travel, he's up and down like more times.
24 grand, that was worth to me.
Ethan Brown cannot ride a winner to save his life and is one of the worst jockeys going around at the moment. He's an absolute bloody disgrace.
He's going well.
I'm going to have to put an asterisk around him on that list that I've got here.
All right. Inspirational girl we've thrown in because she was great first up and she didn't have a lot of luck. Giant McNeil is going all right and he always sort of knocks us out of the quaddie, so he's in.
He's in. Perfect.
This is the big race of the day. This is it. Great race. I love it. Down the straight, 1,200, bang. This leads up to our Newmarket. All the horses are racing this. Will then go on to the Newmarket time, which I love. You know, it's because my favourite horse, Black Caviar, won it 3 years in a row.
There we go.
We've gone the 2, the 3. We've gone Baller, which is Tone's favourite horse from Queensland.
Yeah.
The Astrologist, which Taz absolutely hates, put a line through what he reckons.
No, I don't hate it. I just don't think it'll win.
Horse in there, Lightning, and then we've got 13. Now, what's that is we think a fair income chance.
Yes, and that's the one.
Should we?
Who was your mate, Pezza, that you told him about the one out? And then you told him about the one out.
Robbie the Prez.
Yeah, because you told him once to take the one out, and then it was no. We said 2.
Yeah, Uncle Brendan, we said it was 2.
Yes, I know that with military expert.
Yeah.
And then last week we were talking about the same thing, and we made a suggestion to take one out.
Yeah.
So if he'd have done that, he would have lost again. So what's his name? What's your mate's name? Uncle
Robbie Walton the Prez.
Robbie. Listen, our one out this week is what's that?
Perfect.
Either burn yourself third time round or get third time lucky.
Now Taz reckons that It's Our Time should be in there. He was all.
That's an omen, mate. The way that you're feeling, it is.
Before the show started, he was crying when he told he's crying.
Ride absolutely horrendously recently.
Mate, how good's Johnny Allen going? How good's Johnny Allen going?
Doesn't matter. They all turn to form. They all got to hit form sooner or later. And you know what? The way that you were just so bitter about Scott coming back and coaching, it's the omen bet. So, hey, listen, if you're going to take one out, maybe take 2.
He puts
12 and 13.
He puts the wank in her. He does. Oh, Brad Scott, don't worry about that. I'll tell you what, he'll sound $1 million. The Essendon, the Muppets at Essendon will lap it up if he can talk. And Essendon can't. So
3 needles.
Golly. So anyway, great race. I love the straight races. You never know if they're going to go to the inside or the outside, Tone. So
that's it.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do. So
yeah, well,
Good luck, Benny Mellon. And then in the
Fourth.
last, we've got 1, 2, 4, 9, and 11. We're pretty keen. We've got one of the winners in this.
I reckon we have.
We've thrown in the 4 at the last thing because Taz sold me on how green it was. I love green horses, Tone, because that means they're good. They've got unbridled talent.
Yeah,
Right.
Look, I think if you like, I don't mind boxing 5 in a try. I think you guys have probably seen that. I do that quite consistently. And,
Take the field, yes, you know that.
No, it's only 5 I'm taking. So for $30, I'm getting 50%.
In a field of 7.
Doesn't matter. I'm still getting 50%. And the thing is, when they're paying, 900 or 1,200 or whatever, because I'm leaving out the 2 favourite, I'm still getting it. But my point is, okay, we've agreed on the 5, but I reckon those 5, if anyone's keen to take a trifecta in that race, take those 5 because I will.
Oh, I like it. I like it. So anyway, that's it. Quaddy's over. We've got a bit wider this league this week because if you do get it, it's going to pay pretty well. So 5% of 20 skins is probably going to get you millions. Tony, millions.
It'll pay, yeah, absolute mozza. Yeah, smaller for months.
Pez, you know what you should do? You know with that slide, how you've got $20 equals 5%?
Yes.
Sometimes what you should do is put $20 equals 5%. 5% of 0 equals 0 because that's how we've been going. We have been so friggin' stiff.
Totally.
So stiff.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I blame you.
Me.
CEO.
Why do you blame me? Mate, if you want me, look, I tell you now.
11.
High emotion. I was trying to talk you
Harry
into
Swear,
it.
Cascadian.
I'm seriously, Tony, I'm going to write a song. Cascadian's going around this week. I think it's second pick in Sydney. It's about 5-2 or something. I'm surprised it's not your titanium tip. Back it up. Just let's go through the stable. Big boy Roy into Cascadian. You might as well then bring out all the favourites. It's this time of year, you love them.
Tones fill up.
Roy, yeah.
Ramwick, race 1, number 1, Empire of Japan. That's a bit of an home.
Yes. Very, very rarely, as you know, bet in a kids' race. It's a kids' race. I watched the trial. This thing could be something special. It was a massive run in the trial.
Oh, yes.
They've got J-Mac on board, 420. You won't get 420 on Saturday. It'll be about 280, I reckon, something like that.
It's going to be crunched in.
I reckon they'll have a crack at it. And, of course, like you said, Empire bet, Omen bet there, Pezza, Empire of Japan. Number 8, the Asians love the 8. It means money, never-ending cash. Get on. I'd like to be as sure as winning Tats Lotto. Load up.
Tassie loves the silks too. He loves the Snowden silks.
I love the silks. I've had a good look. I had a look at the trial.
China.
You're right. It was out wide. Time-wise, I don't think sometimes you can only beat what's in front of you and stuff. So it wasn't one of the fastest trials going around. It was a pretty slow pace, but it did really come home. There's no problem, no doubting that. I reckon it's a really, really good race, and I really think that
it's a hard race.
Tone, there's something, I reckon, come Saturday night or Sunday morning, when we're all talking about it, there'll be something that we'll be talking out from this race. And I hope that we're talking about Empire of Japan as that horse. But I reckon something's going to come out of this race. So it's going to be a good form race. I really like it. I watched a couple of the trials. I won't name the other horses because I don't want to poison yours and not poison it publicly. But yeah, it'll be a good race. Good tip.
The way Taz was talking then, Tony, he was going at the speed of Mach 10.
Oh, there we go.
It's the one. He snuck it out.
I'm not going to mention.
I'm not going to let it leave my lips because then the poison's out. So I'm not saying it.
Okay, good.
But I think that it's a race in 2.
It's quite an interesting race.
I'm going to call you Captain 1080, and everybody knows what 1080 is.
Oh,
No, what is it?
You've never been on a fucking farm in your life. Jesus Christ, they're still probably
been-
using it. Well, they're using, what do they call it, DDT
Poison.
in China.
What is it? What's
like
1080?
Roundup.
1080. Poison. Because you
Okay.
poison all my tips. You
I don't.
always poison them. You do.
Yeah.
Oh,
You-
come on,
you-
mate.
you
Just,
You get out
I
there
agree.
with the
I
spray.
agree.
so,
I
so are
agree.
you saying that you're full of shit, Pezza? So you're saying, you're just playing along here. So hang on. Are you saying that I poisoned Big Boy Roy?
You're the type of bloke,
not-
Taz, that'd find a hole in the garden, then go put a bit of oil down it just to see if anything survived and would crawl out.
Do you know what? You're wrong, because I'm the sort of bloke that go find a hole in the garden, put a bit of oil in it, okay, and then call the real estate agents over and say, listen, there's a fucking oil well here. How much can I get for this joint?
Very interesting there, Tone, with the little bikini bottoms. Good on you, Tone. Well done, mate. But yeah, you're right, Tony. He doesn't tip in 2-year-old races.
No.
Now you can probably
No, he
understand why I was so sour before when you started talking about shit horse and it's sour time. Yeah, race 8, number 13. Spots that. Come on, Benny.
Wow.
Which for J Carr. Get a bit of influence from the other side of the bed. You know, she'd sleep on the left, Jamie, because you know what the left side means, Tone, in Latin?
No.
The devil. So
Oh, really?
J Carr would be on the left-hand side. Don't worry about that.
How's Benny been riding from your perspective?
I
Not
don't know.
great.
You have to ask Jamie.
Not great?
He's not as bad as Johnny
Yeah.
Allen, but
Because I'm curious, because I know that earlier on we said how well Jamie's riding, but Benny's obviously not riding as well. So do you think that maybe
Trouble
there's a
in
bit of a
paradise.
cow? Well, no, not trouble, but the type of positioning could be
yes.
affecting their riding styles.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure Benny's pretty happy to sit behind. And,
Well,
the
that's what
problem.
he's obviously doing, because Jamie likes to get out on top.
She does. She
and
likes
really
to be out and up with 100 to go, and
and that's
none
right.
of the boys get past.
Benny likes to try to come from behind, it looks like. And he's just not. He's getting a bit of traffic.
Bit like Tone, who he doesn't mind the view from behind there. Swartz, that was pretty unlucky. We think this is the form race coming out of it, which was the 1200 a couple of weeks ago with Astrologist and Baller and Rockin' Horse and all them. Swartz, that comes out of the same barrier and the same jockey sticks on. With about 300 to go, I got a real big bump, turned sideways, nearly fell over. Benny's nearly, he dresses to the left, as we all know, because the left, that's where Jamie is, the devil, the Latin.
Right down to the knee.
That's right.
Right
So
down to the knee.
big elephant man himself, Benny. He didn't like it when he got hit, and when he straightened it up, we all saw what Spots that did and got beaten about half a length, pretty stiff. Talking about being pretty stiff, everyone in this race goes up kilograms, so he's going to meet Rockin' Horse and Baller. Well, Spots that stays at the same 55 kilos, but they all go up to 59 and 58 and a half, and so there's a good 2.5, 3 kilo turnaround. I don't know if everything's been equal. Benny gives him a good set. We should be screaming home, and hopefully we get over the top of whoever's in front of us. Probably be big Astrologist.
Pezza,
Yeah.
that was the first time that I've heard you talk for 14 minutes about one horse. Now, my
I think
question is,
Jamie Carr was a bit in there as well.
was it because like we all agreed that we liked What's That, but I mean, seriously, 14 minutes to just tell us that it's me top tip.
Around 115 skins. Everyone's in the market this week, surprisingly, because Big Boy Roy was about 34 skins last week, Tone. So we're a chance.
That it was.
34
Very
skins went
big
like a
chance,
4
Taz, you
skin.
must be
What's that into
getting
Empire of Japan
excited.
and, of course,
I think Fetch.
Fetch. There we go, Fetch.
You must be getting excited, Taz. Very big chance of the haircut coming up this weekend.
I'm actually going to get a haircut this weekend.
Oh, well done.
Right.
Because I recently got appointed, I got another coaching gig, so I'm back in the game. So I got headhunted and I'm back in a round ball game. So as a result,
there we go.
they
Big
need
swinger.
It's good to
Yeah,
see.
so they wanna-
Good to see Essendon finally seeing the light. Well done.
Yeah, well, I didn't put my hand forward for that job because if it wasn't good enough for Ross Lyon, it wasn't good enough for me. But anyway, I've got a gig, and I do need to. They want to put a photo on social media and stuff.
Oh,
My son's getting a haircut this week, so I'm going to get one as well.
well done, mate. Congratulations.
So, yes, I'm going to look better. Thank you.
You can't mention what league or anything it's in, or you can't.
No. State 3. So we're playing State 3. So it's a round ball code.
Good job.
Bayside Argonauts, State 3. To be fair, I'm not taking a senior gig. They headhunted me for the reserve role because I'm more a development type coach. So
Perfect.
get around the young boys and just, it's good.
Awesome.
So hopefully,
Awesome.
I look forward to it.
Awesome.
I've got to get a haircut before I meet them all and stuff. Look a bit respectable.
No worries. Huge weekend. The footy's over. The Nuffies got the NRL. Good luck to all the Nuffies who support the NRL.
Parramatta
and the Panthers.
Penrith.
And
Massive game.
Yeah,
Massive
good game. Good game.
Real great match.
Sydney game.
Yeah.
Good to see. And well done to the Catters. I know we take the piss a bit out of that. And good luck to Brad Scott, who's got one of the biggest jobs in footy to get Essendon back on track. And boys, let's line up, or else let's put a line through it.